The fuel price to be implemented at midnight. Motorists can expect to pay more for fuel by midnight after government announced another hefty fuel price hike for July. The fuel price increase comes as government's 75 cents reduction in the fuel levy expires on the 3rd of August 2022. The Department of Mineral Resources and Energy says all grades of petrol will go up by between R2.37 and R2.57 a litre. All grades of diesel increase by R2.32, while paraffin sees a R1.66 increase per litre. Well, fuel prices have increased by 20% since January and over 40% this year compared to the same period last year. Local fuel prices are determined by international oil prices as well as the dollar-rand value as South Africa buys oil in dollars. The major increase to the fuel price remains the increase to international petroleum, and that is being driven by the conflict in Ukraine, which is contributing to supply and demand pressures. The Department of Mineral Resources and Energy says all grades of petrol will go up by between R2.37 and R2.57 a litre. All grades of diesel increasing by R2.32, while paraffin sees a R1.66 per litre increase. Our reporter Patricia Visagie is on standby at a petrol station. Very good afternoon to you, Patricia. Just let us know where exactly you are at this time, and I'm assuming we'll start to see those familiar scenes where, of course, South Africans have this tendency of running to the petrol stations before midnight strikes, before petrol price increase. Are you hearing from motorists, and what are they saying? Clearly, unhappy time for all of us, isn't it?
Definitely unhappy times, and you'd understand that the fuel price obviously affects the cost of living, in particular for the average South Africans, in particular in a time when the economy is also practically on its knees. So here at the pumps, that is the sentiment that we are getting and that we are, feeling from many of the motorists, some of them that we have spoken to, obviously not here on camera, who have already expressed their dismay, saying that it feels like they're only working for petrol this time, and things are just getting harder. I'm going to speak to one of the motorists here and just find out how does he feel about this. So, of course, tough times for motorists with the petrol price that continues to just go up and up. How do you feel about this?
This high petrol prices, they are a major blow to our budgets. They are costing us. It becomes unaffordable to come to work. And then the next thing you'll hear the Reserve Bank saying they will be hiking the interest rates. Really now these are difficult times, man. So yeah, you can.
As a ordinary South African, with the petrol price going up, as you said, it affects your budget. When we talk about other responsibilities that you have, obviously we know food prices, electricity and so forth. How are you coping as far as those products are concerned?
Like everything it's currently everything now is going up. Meanwhile, our salaries remain very low. So we as residents, we really hard pressed.
Is there a solution that you might propose?
I think maybe they can cap some of the levies, your RAF levies and other levies. They could be capped to a minimum.
All right, thank you so much. And let's get the view of another South African who was also, given his feelings about this, and he is saying that it also affects his business. Just to speak to you, sir, you're not just an ordinary motorist, but you're also, running a business that is directly dependent on the petrol price. Just share your views with us.
Look, the thing is, the government needs to understand something. Our breakdowns is running on diesel. And when we run to an accident, we're not just there to tow cars. We're there to run and see, or we can also help the people inside the cars that is involved in the accident. And then if that people change their minds and says, okay, I'm not that badly hurt, and I think my car is drivable, then we run accidents and we're losing money. We're driving our own fuel, things like that. The government needs to make a plan for us for the petrol price, because nobody will afford it anymore to run to an accident or to buy food or to make a living. I mean, everything is going up. Electricity, food, fuel, everything. Where are we going to end? Where is the government going to draw the line for us?
Thank you so much. And I think that's the question that many South Africans are asking is, where do you draw the line? And what is next? And why is it so difficult to control the fuel price and make it affordable? As you would understand that, of course, that affects so many other needs for ordinary South Africans, as consumers are already so cash trapped in the country and the economy. We know the high unemployment rate, and of course the inequality gap that is also at play here, and this is just making things worse and worse. And ordinary South Africans, and I must say, previous years when the petrol price would go up, you would actually see these crazy queues, at the petrol garages, something that we're not seeing so strongly this time around, and that perhaps is another indication that many South Africans simply do not have enough money to come to the pumps to come and fill up. It is a tough choice that many of them have to make. It is really between filling up your car and buying food, putting food on the table for your family. And we heard a lady who was keen to talk to us earlier, and they've actually started a carpool, saying that many of them can't drive their cars anymore, so they're trying to save costs by driving together, but that is also making things more difficult. And they fortunately had to leave because load shedding is another nightmare. So many issues, but of course the petrol price being the catalyst for many South Africans here. Just to give you another wide shot, as I said, not as full as we have seen, as we have observed in the previous years, perhaps an indication of the pressure that many people just can't afford, or people just don't care anymore, because it really does not help much. On that note, we toss it back to studio.
Very much to you, Patricia Visagie, for us in Pretoria at one of the filling stations. They're speaking to some motorists and all of us really affected by the increasing prices there of fuel, and certainly that happens at midnight tonight. So if you can, certainly do make your way and fill up where possible.